This is the afternoon weather briefing. This is for Monday, the 24th of March. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather improving over the next 12 hours with a clearing sky. Rest of the week looks pretty quiet, but there could be a fairly significant severe weather threat at the end of the upcoming weekend. Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, maybe into early Monday morning. And, of course, there's going to be a lot of buzz about that. But let's go right to the upper air look today. And we have this big trough over the eastern states. That's the reason for the unsettled weather we experienced late yesterday, last night, and for parts of Alabama today. There's the visible satellite view. The sky is cleared over the Tennessee Valley. It's mostly sunny in the Shoals, Huntsville. The sky's cleared down to Hamilton, Double Springs, Haleyville. The southern half of the state still in clouds, and we still have rain falling over parts of South Alabama. Generally south of a line from about Grove Hill to Prattville to Lafayette. That rain will be ending this evening. And again, for most of the state, the rest of the week will be dry. Temperatures are mostly in the 60s. This afternoon, a little below average. We should be around 70 at this time of the year. Only 62 down at Mobile because of clouds and rain. But in terms of high-impact weather, pretty quiet today. Hardly any watches or warnings. That's the national map there. We do note there is still a very low-end marginal risk of severe storms through the evening hours, mainly south of Interstate 10 near the Gulf Coast. There could be a storm there with gusty winds. Tomorrow, no severe storms expected across the country. Day 3, which is Wednesday, we have a marginal risk, level 1 out of 5, for the Pacific Northwest, parts of Washington State, Oregon, and Idaho. And then on Saturday, which is day 6, we have a risk of severe storms defined for parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kansas, much of Missouri. And then on day 7, which is Sunday, a really large risk, that's large in terms of geographical size, from the Gulf Coast up into the southern Great Lakes. And this includes most all of Alabama. And as we always point out, these outlooks extend through 7 a.m. the following day. So this includes Sunday night into the pre-dawn hours on Monday. And much more on this in just a second as we look at the new modeling, which is in the house. Here's the rain for the next 7 days, 1/2 to 1 inch for much of the state. And after the rain in South Alabama ends this evening, the next rain event will be over the weekend. So, model fans, here we go, the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid tomorrow afternoon at 4. Ridge in the west, downstream trough in the east, and we are dry. We start the day in the upper 40s and low 50s. We'll be in the upper 70s. We might see some low 80s in spots. It'll be a pretty warm day. The little wave brings a little cooler air in here on Wednesday. The high will drop into the low 70s. We'll drop about 6, 7, 8 degrees. The sky partly sunny. Thursday, we're dry. We start the day in the 40s. The high will be in the 70s, and we are still dry on Friday. We note a chance of showers and storms off to the west, but Friday's high will be around 80, maybe low 80s in many spots, so a warm late March day. All right, many weekend questions. So this is Saturday. Moisture begins to surge northward. We have a surface low that's over Minnesota. And there might be a strong storm Saturday, but the bigger severe weather threat will come later in the weekend. But in terms of Saturday, it's not going to rain all day. The sun might peek out at times. Temperature should be pretty pleasant. We'll be up there in the upper 70s, maybe around 80. So a little unsettled, showers around, maybe some thunder, but again, not raining all day, not a washout. And then Sunday, a surface low is south of St. Louis, and that's a pretty favorable severe weather look with a good trough coming in, a surface low in that position. We'll check the European. It's got the surface low maybe closer to Tulsa, but still, we're clearly in the warm sector of this storm, and there's going to be a large warm sector. This is the instability, and this is one reason we have that large outlook. We have unstable air all the way up to Chicago and Cleveland. And obviously, the air mass down here will be certainly pretty unstable, favorable for severe storms. The question is, how does the small scale play out? Well, the mesoscale looks favorable for severe weather. We won't know really the mesoscale details until later in the week. And there's a lot of questions about the magnitude of this event, the timing, the specific threats and hazards. Those questions we just can't answer at this point. The large-scale pattern, yes, looks favorable for severe storms, especially here Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. But we won't be really specific until probably Wednesday or Thursday. And, of course, there'll be a lot of buzz about this. And again, I've tried to stress this for those that have weather storm anxiety. You might want to just kind of get off the grid a little bit. Don't do any doom scrolling where you're looking at these accounts, the doomsday accounts. We'll have much better clarity later in the week. Just understand these type events are common in March and April here. That's what happens. We expect events like this. And then on Monday, a week from today, March 31st, trough moves on and we are rain-free. So let's go out 10 days. This is Thursday, April 3rd. Of course, models are all over the board. You know, I showed you a map this morning that looked like a severe weather outlook. Now there's a northwest flow aloft and no storms at all. And again, 10 days out, we all know this will flip and flop like a fish out of water. Here's a look at rain for Birmingham coming off the European ensemble. The mean between now and the 8th of April, about 3 inches. And again, no sign of any late season freeze here. We just don't see that. We've got highs in the 70s, maybe touching 80 a couple of days, lows in the 40s and 50s on through the 4th of April. But again, I caution you, we almost always have that big late season cold snap at some point during the first 15 days of April, which is why I always say every year, wait until April 15th to plant. And this is yesterday's 8 to 14, so let's hop in here and see if we can see if the new one is in from today. And it is, so we'll pop it in here. We'll take a look at it together, and there you go. April 1st through April 7th. Temperatures, hey, we're in the red here, above average. So again, no sign of a late season freeze at this point through the 7th of April, but just a little word of caution. I've been doing this a long time, and even when you start off with a warm April beginning, it can be pretty cold for a brief time out there toward mid-April. Hey, we got to roll some Children's of Alabama Kid Cam stuff here. I got some special friends. Stop number one. These were for Friday, by the way. Verner Elementary in Tuscaloosa. Hey, I went to school here for 5th and 6th grade. About 100 years ago, back when Verner was across the street from Denny Stadium. Hardly anybody remembers that. Of course, they moved across the river years ago, but look at the cookie cake. Had the whole school in the gym. I love coming to Verner. We had a great session. We talked about weather forecasting, different kind of clouds. It was just great. It's always good to be back at Verner. And then I traveled right down the road to another Tuscaloosa City school. This is Rock Quarry Elementary School. The third graders. Hey, you know, I like those third graders. They can soak up the science. Did some storm spotting. They were great. So again, to all these students at Rock Quarry and Verner in Tuscaloosa back on Friday. Thanks a lot for great visits earlier today. And this morning I was actually at Our Lady of Sorrows in Homewood. You'll see those kids tomorrow. We're kind of backed up. I had a road trip over the weekend, went up to Valparaiso University to speak at their Great Lakes Meteorology Conference. So a little backed up on the kid cam. You'll see the Our Lady of Sorrows children tomorrow here. Tomorrow going to be up in Madison, St. John's Catholic School. I've been there before. Great school. Looking forward to seeing my friends there. Wednesday is going to be a special day. I'm going to be down in Plantersville at J.E. Terry Elementary School. And as you know, they were hit hard Saturday night a week ago by an EF3 tornado. There was loss of life damage, was horrible. And really look forward to seeing the kids there. That'll be a special visit. Then on Thursday, going to be at Hoover Christian School and then headed up to Bear Creek to their senior adult center there up in Marion County. Friday morning, got a senior adult group, UAB New Horizons. And Saturday, we have a book signing, and we're coming to Scottsboro. Yeah, buddy, just got the details on that. We are going to be there Saturday from 10:30 until 1:30 at the Alabaster Coffee Company. And again, this is Scottsboro in Jackson County in northeast Alabama. 10:30 until 1:30. And again, we had scheduled that for about a month ago, but we had a severe weather day and we couldn't make it happen. So again, Jackson County, northeast Alabama. If you're in Chattanooga, come down and see us. 10:30 to 1:30, Alabaster Coffee Company in Scottsboro. Tonight, Weather Brains, episode 1001. It's going to be a good show. It's the show for weather dweebs, geeks, nerds, dorks, and weenies. 7 o'clock Central Time on the YouTube Weather Brains page, Weather Brains, youtube.com/Weather Brains. The audio podcast comes out late tonight. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening right across the hall in Studio A, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great Monday evening, and God bless.